Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with a full review of the Fatork B500 portable power station. This product is a portable power source that you can take with you out in the field to charge and operate all of your thirsty portable devices when you're away from home. So for example, if you're going on a nice long camping trip and you're out there in the field for 4 or 5 days, you've got a phone, a tablet, maybe a drone, maybe you've got a camera with you as well, all of those devices are going to need to be recharged and you're nowhere near an outlet. This product allows you to take energy with you out in the field and charge and operate all those devices again when you're away from home. Now, as part of this review, I always like to start with an unboxing just to show you everything that's included because there are a lot of portable power stations on the market. And what this company's done is really thought about how you charge the unit and how you're going to use it out in the field. And they've included everything you need to not only charge it, but to use it out in the field and connect it to a wide variety of different devices. And then once I'm done with the unboxing, which will be quick, I'll talk a lot about the unit because, again, there's a lot of different products on the market, and this category of product has really evolved over the last couple of years, and there are some key things that you'll need to look for inside of a portable power station, and this unit has all of them. And I'll get into that in a little bit and explain why those differences are important. But let's get started with the unboxing. So when you first pop open the box, you'll find the B500 portable power station. It's a beautiful unit, weighs about 13 pounds, but it's got a lot of energy. I'll get into that in a minute. You'll also find a collection of charging devices. You have an AC kit for charging it at home. You have a DC kit you can use to charge it in your car. You'll also find a connection for a solar panel. So if you're out there camping, you can set up a portable solar panel next to your tent. You can drink in that sunlight and charge this unit with nothing more than bright sunshine. You'll also find another connector here that you can use with a lot of different campers and other products, as well as a USB-C to USB-C cable right there that'll actually allow you to charge devices from the unit or even charge the unit from a USB charger. Finally, you'll find 2 manuals included. One is a quick start guide, and the other one is a full user manual that explains everything you could possibly want to know about this product when you have it out in the field. So always read through those manuals because there are details in there that'll help you get the full value out of the product. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the portable power station. So for starters, any portable power station you're considering really has 3 things that you need to be aware of: how you charge it, what kind of battery chemistry is inside the unit to hang on to that charge, and then finally, how do you distribute that charged battery to external devices when you're out in the field? And again, Fatork has done everything they can to get all of the latest technology built into this unit. So let's talk about the charging cycle. You'll typically have 3 different ways you can charge a portable power station like this: at home, in your car, and from some portable solar panels that you can bring along out in the field. Now, a lot of the companies allow you to do that through the DC input on the front, but they don't include the cables you need to actually do the charging. So you might find a portable power station that offers all 3 of those options, but only includes the AC kit for home. And then you've got to run around trying to find the right cable to charge it in your car and the right cable to connect it to a solar panel. This company's included everything you need in the box to do all 3 of those charging cycles out in the field. Another way you can charge this unit, which again is a fairly new advancement, is that you can charge it from the AC. While you're charging it from the AC, the USB-C port on the front is a bidirectional port, which means you can use it to charge external devices, but you can also use it to charge the internal battery. So if you use the AC unit and a USB charger connected to that USB-C port up to 100 watts, you can charge it even quicker. And I think that's a nice little thing they've built into the unit, because the one thing you want is to be able to charge this quickly so you can get out the door and get on your vacation. You don't want to spend 5 hours recharging a unit. All right, so let's talk about the capacity of the unit for starters. So the unit has 518 watt hours of internal capacity, which provides 500 watts of external charging and operating capabilities on the unit that can actually surge to 1,000 watts. Now that's important because a lot of the older models on the market have a cutoff at 500 watts. So they can supply 500 watts of external charging and operating power, but the minute you exceed that 500 watts, you'll pop a breaker. This unit has a special circuit built in that allows you to surge up to 1,000 watts. And the reason that's important is because if you're going to plug something in that draws a little bit more current when you first power it up, something like a drill or a blender, or maybe a cooler that's got a compressor inside, when it first turns on, it's going to draw extra power, and then it settles down to draw less current. This unit can handle that surge, so that's really important. Another key feature of this unit is it has a very sophisticated battery management system, and that's the electronics, the brains, if you will, inside the unit that governs how the charge is distributed across the batteries, and more importantly, once those batteries are charged, how does it distribute that current and voltage to external devices? Because if you think about it, all the devices you're going to connect up to this unit are way more expensive than the unit itself. So you want to make sure that the battery management system in the portable power station you're considering is really advanced. And this one's got all kinds of protections built in for overcurrent, overvoltage, external short circuits, temperature shutoffs, all the things you should care about when you're out in the field, because normally if you're operating this in your home, it's a fairly moderate climate. But if you take it out and camping, you've got really hot days, really cold days, so you need to know that the unit is going to protect you against those type of conditions. All right, so let's talk about the battery technology a little bit as well. The battery inside here is the latest battery chemistry in the market. It's lithium iron phosphate. Now that's important because a lot of these units are still using older technology, which is lithium polymer. And it's an okay technology, but it's really kind of old at this point. And the challenge with it is you can charge it, it'll hold the charge, you take it out in the field and you can use that charge. But LiPo batteries tend to be very temperamental around temperature changes. So if you're out in really hot weather, cold weather, they don't do real well. Another problem with LiPo cells is they don't hold the charge very long. So if you charge them on a Monday, by the time you go on the camping trip on Thursday, you may not have a charge enough in the unit to actually operate your products. I've seen LiPo portable power stations, not like this one, actually go from 100% charge to 60 or 70% charge in 3 or 4 days. So those batteries don't retain the charge as well. The big difference though is LiPo technology is about, at best, maybe 1,000 charge cycles. This unit can be well over 5,000 charge cycles. And the reason that's important is because, number one, the batteries are non-replaceable. So you can only charge and discharge them so many times. Knowing you've got in excess of 5,000 charges means you could charge this thing for the next 10 years and still have great life in those batteries. So that battery technology is really important. All right, so we understand how to charge it. We've got 3 or 4 options there. We understand what the battery chemistry is. Now, here's the important thing. Once you have this really fully charged unit out in the field with you, how can you use that power for external devices? So if you look in the front of the unit, another nice touch they built in are covers for both the AC and the DC. So they've got nice rubberized covers that cover up those outlet ports, which makes it really weatherproof out there in the field. So I'll start with the 3 ways you'll distribute the internal power to external devices. You'll have an AC output, you'll have a DC output, which is 12 volts just like in your car, and you'll have a USB output. And I'll start with the AC output. So over here behind this grommet or this rubber flap, you'll find 2 full-sized AC ports right there with a little hole in the center. So if you're using a 3-prong cord, you can flip it around and actually plug it in. Both of these together can deliver 500 watts of external power that can surge to 1,000 watts. And like I mentioned before, if you're plugging in something like a drill and you're really bearing down on a piece of wood, you know you're going to draw more current. This unit can handle it. So you've got 2 full-sized AC ports right there. Both of those are pure sine wave. Now what that means is a lot of the older units had a modified sine wave, which works okay for things like chargers and drills and things like that. But if you've got newer electronics, especially electronics that rely on an external source for its clocking, you want to make sure you've got a pure sine wave. This has pure sine wave. So that's your AC output. Your DC output over here is a standard port just like in your car, and that can provide 12 volts at 10 amps, which is a lot of current coming out of a DC port. So anything you plug into your car, you can plug in there and you can charge and operate that device just fine. You'll also notice that the unit has got 2 more ports right here. These are 5521 barrel connections, and those are DC 12 volts as well at 3 amps each. And the reason those are there is because there are cables on the market that'll convert those to a charging cable for a laptop, for a game console, for some drone batteries. So you can find cables that plug directly in there and charge the device off that 12 volts. You can also find cables that will convert those 5521s into another convenience outlet like this. So you can actually plug 2 of those in and have 3 of those standard convenience outlets that'll deliver 12 volts. And again, this is 12 volts at 10 amps. These 2 are 12 volts at 3 amps each. So you've got plenty of DC output. Now where it gets really interesting is the USB output, because USB is the standard we've been using for charging all of our portable devices for quite some time. The older standard is the USB-A connection. That's the larger connection. That was on phones and tablets and portable devices up until about 3 years ago when the newer standard started taking over, which is the USB-C. This unit provides both of those connections. So you have USB-A connections and USB-C connections. Now, understanding how you connect to the unit is only part of it, because in those technologies, both USB-A and USB-C are quick charging technologies that the newer devices connect up to the unit, and you can actually fast charge them if the device is compatible. And what you'll find in the front of the unit are two full-sized USB-A ports, and both of those are QC or quick charge enabled, which means they're smart ports, and if you connect the device up like a phone or a tablet that's QC compatible, that port will immediately recognize that device. It'll interrogate that device to see what kind of charge it needs to quickly and safely charge it, and it will adjust the voltage and current on that port to flatter that device. And both of those ports operate independently, so you can plug a tablet in one and a phone in the other, and both of them will have a different QC experience charging off the unit. That's a very sophisticated feature. Matter of fact, most home chargers don't have that capability. So knowing I can plug my QC devices into the unit and have it adjust the voltage and current to charge them quickly is a major benefit. In addition to that, you'll find two USB-C connections on the bottom. One of those will provide 20 watts of output. The other one provides 100 watts of output. And both of those ports are PD or power delivery ports, which is the other quick charging standard. So if you're plugging in some newer phones or some game consoles or drone batteries that use that PD standard, the same behavior happens where the port will connect up to the device. It'll interrogate whatever's plugged into it. It'll adjust the voltage and current to quickly and safely charge that device. So you've got two ports there that can do it. So in total, you've got 4 USB ports, 2 USB-A and 2 USB-C, where you can charge a ton of external devices. And again, one key feature of the bottom port is it delivers 100 watts of external charging capabilities. And that's important because if you're plugging something in like the larger tablets or maybe a laptop or drone batteries that need a lot of extra current, you can charge it directly off that port. A lot of portable power stations on the market don't provide anywhere near that amount of power. You'll find that they typically provide maybe 30 watts or 50 or 60 watts. 100 watts means you can plug pretty much anything in that you're currently charging today off of a USB-C port that needs up to 100 watts of charging capabilities. The last thing I'll say about that USB-C port is that it's bidirectional. Like I'd mentioned before, you can use it to charge external devices. You can also use it to charge the unit by simply plugging a cable in from that port. You could use this cable to an external USB wall charger that can deliver up to 100 watts of charging current into the unit or charging power into the unit in addition to the AC, which really allows you to charge it quickly. So overall, I think they've covered all their bases. You can charge it 3 different ways. If you want to charge it through the USB-C, that's actually 4 ways you can charge it. It's got the latest generation of lithium iron phosphate batteries, which means they charge, they hold a charge, they last a long time. You can recharge them for over a decade. So you've got great technology to hang on to the charge. And then once you fully charge the unit, again, it's only 13 pounds. You can take it out in the field. You can use it to charge and operate all of your portable devices when you're out having a great camping trip with the family or you're on a nice long road trip. It's a great product to bring along. I think they've done a wonderful job sort of building a product that uses all the latest technology into a package that's as small as it can possibly be to bring along 500 watts of external charging and capabilities pretty much anywhere you go. So it's really the perfect balance, I guess, between power, portability, and it's just a great looking unit. So that's all I really had for today. I think they've done a wonderful job with this product. And again, as I mentioned from the beginning, everything you need to use it is included with the kit. So that's pretty much it. Thanks an awful lot for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. And until next time, as always, stay nerdy.